Hi, this is James from the Hornbill Professional Services team, and this is a short tutorial to show you how to configure subscribable entities. So these are entities on the actual services themselves, and it allows you to be able to request to be able to be subscribed to them. So if you're not already subscribed to a service, on self-service it will give you the option to ask to be able to be subscribed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to set this up from the actual service itself. I will show you the rules around this, and also we're going to show you how it actually appears on self-service and how the actual process is actually done. So if I go into the services, I've got a pre-set up service, so it's in File, Manage Service, Portfolio and Services. I strongly advise that if you haven't seen already the services tutorials, you look at them first. This is just kind of an add-on. It's helpful for certain things. So if we go into the cost and subscriptions and then subscribable entities, so you can see it's exactly like the actual subscriptions and revenues where you'd normally subscribe your customer base. However, it's a separate form in that it appears slightly different on self-service. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add a customer record in to be able to request to be subscribed. So you can see from the actual form here it says that the type is a customer, this is who the customer is, can you subscribe, yes, do you want to be able to view the prices, yes, no, and the actual prices around that. So I'm going to keep that to yes. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to create a subscription form. So this is a bit like the forms on the subscriptions and revenues tab. This is basically going to log a call, a service request to your team. I'm going to just select the administrator for now. I'm going to select a wizard that I've already pre-created, and you'll see the questions in a second once we get to self-service. Select all the mandatory fields there and where you want to actually pick up the SLAs from, priority, etc. And click on Add Record and tick the box to be able to can subscribe to this service. So I'm going to click on Save Changes there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log on to self-service. There we go. And now we're logged in. So now if we go on to the My Services section, you can see here that you have now a section for services I can subscribe to. So you can open up the IT services, communications. So this is where I've saved the actual service to in this particular categories. And so it doesn't appear under your My Services sections. These are the ones that you are already subscribed to. I've subscribed to this particular one here. However, you can see a particular message up here. We haven't got the option to raise requests from it because it says maximum subscriber level reached. This means that you can actually set a limit on the actual service itself, how many users can actually subscribe to this service. So if I set this to a higher limit, so let's say I'm going to set this to 1,000 and just save changes. Let's now re-log into the portal. There we go. So now it's come up with a button here to allow me to try and subscribe. So I'm going to click on subscribe. This has come up with my wizard that I've already predefined. Why do you want to be able to request new kits? Selecting your manager there. Again, this is all been documented and put into tutorials on the same Hornbill Cares website. So let's submit that. Okay, so you can see that a call has actually been logged. Call number 14. So I'm gone back to the actual SupportWorks client here, and you can see the call that's come through, and there we go. Why do you want to be able to bring in kits? There we go. So this is the basics of it. Obviously, from this stage, you can take it forward from there, and obviously just process it as you wish. What you'll now see from the actual service itself, if I go back to it, there we go. So you can see that it's still in the same state. All that means is that a call has been logged for it. You've now got some form of task to go back to the service and subscribe this person. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to go back to the subscriptions and revenue tab. I'm going to subscribe Mr. Wayne Rooney. And what you'll see happen is once we actually apply the subscription, it will then disappear from the entity's view. So you don't want to still have the choice of being able to try and subscribe to it or ask to be subscribed if you already are subscribed, so that makes sense. So now if I just literally log out, back in again, into services, you can see that it's not in here anymore. It's in the IT services, so it's in the top here, and I can raise a request against it. So that's all really. It's pretty easy to set up. It's not something that you have to use. It's something that is quite handy. You might want to use it for software or new starters. Perhaps you want to see who's trying to be able to subscribe these particular services. Maybe they're not authorized to be able to do it, but they want to be able to do it. So maybe you want to set up a BPM tasks that's come from the actual process here, or maybe fire off an authorization email to say please authorize this particular person's request to be able to subscribe to the service. There's many ways or things that you can do around it. So if you do have any problems or issues, please let me know.